The Kansas Congressman Steve Watkins is charged with felonies in voter registration case. Kansas Congressman Steve Watkins was charged Tuesday with 4 crimes, including 3 felonies involving a situation in which he allegedly had repeatedly signed documents listing a UPS store in Topeka as his home address. The charges are linked to the 2019 municipal election in which Watkins voted but was not a candidate, said Shawnee County District Attorney Mike Kagi, who is a Republican. So if you don't know who Steve Watkins is, he's a Republican from Kansas, and he was charged with voter registration fraud. So this is not a surprise to me. Kagi said that he charged Watkins 43 with 1 felony count each of voting without being qualified, unlawful advance voting, and interference with law enforcement involving providing false information, and a misdemeanor count of failing to notify the Department of Motor Vehicles of a change of address. The charges come as Watkins prepares to run in the August 4th primary against 2 fellow Republicans, Dennis Taylor and Kansas Treasurer Jake LaTurner, for the Republican nomination for the 2nd District congressional seat Watkins has held since January of 2019. This week's charges were filed after an investigation conducted by the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office, Kagi said. He said that the investigation, which Kagi requested after news that the alleged conduct was brought to his attention in December of 2019 and was delayed significantly due to the COVID-19 shutdown. Authorities contended last December that Watkins changed his residency in August of 2019 by voter registration purposes, and he signed an application for a mail-in ballot in October of 2019 and signed a document to cast his vote for the 2019 November election. The document showed Watkins' official residence as 621 SW 29th in Topeka, which is the site of a UPS store. By changing his residency, Watkins moved from the Topeka City Council's 5th District to its 8th District, where he participated in an election decided by 13 votes last month. Dylan Jones, who was Watkins' press secretary, had told USA Today in a statement that these are bogus charges. They're not. Now he goes in a little tirade by saying, just like Trump, Steve is being politically prosecuted by his opponents who can't accept the results of the last election. The statement continued, "This is a desperate political attack by a desperate political campaign on its dying breath, down 20 points. Jake LaTurner is hell-bent on seeing Democrats win and undermining the Republicans at every turn." Jim Joyce, who's Watkins' chief of staff, said last December that Watkins made a mistake when he listed the UPS store as his address. No, he didn't. Joyce said that the congressman actually lived in the Overlook apartments, which are about 2.5 miles north of the UPS store, and those apartments are in the council's 9th district. Watkins won an election in 2018 by getting 26% of the votes in a 7-way primary, and he defeated Paul Davis, who was a Democrat in the general election. Yeah, but he did that on purpose. He put that number down. So if you like the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And you can also follow me on my podcast, Ryan PR, on Spotify, which is the only app that took my podcast, but you can listen to me on there. But I eventually have to find out how to make a trailer, so that people can find my podcast a lot more on Spotify. So I gotta find out how to make a little 1-minute trailer explaining what my channel is about, and then that lures people in and might draw them in to begin a following. So I guess I'll do that later on after I get off of work after 11. Yeah.